Hello everybody, welcome to Fat Buddies episode 33. Now during the summer, after summer hit, we had also a small break last week. Jake was a little bit on holiday. How are you, Jake?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I feel really rejuvenated from our little trip. We don't take too many vacations throughout the year, so just taking a week off, getting your mind right, and coming back and getting really excited, to make FIFA content, whether for FIFA 20 or FIFA 21. It feels good to be rejuvenated. So I was definitely ready to come back, but feeling good. How about yourself? How are you?
Yeah, I was thinking the same. Actually, I was checking more, let's say, what's new for the next release of the game.
Oh yeah.
I've seen that there is a new trailer and a new article
Yep.
that EA released. You know how EA employees get very active
Exactly.
before a game. We
hmm
released, like they said, like a 6,000
Yep. They
words
did.
article about new things, improvements. Let's call it. They call it like that.
Yep.
Yeah, I was checking that out. Didn't really check the I mean, I check the content like daily for what's up with this UCL European competitions related promo.
Yep.
It's been okay, but it's like August. Not really. I don't think a lot of people mind the content these days.
Yeah, guys. So let's chat about what's going on in FIFA right now. Which in FIFA 20 they're putting on a promo called PreSeason,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the intent of that is to get people excited into FIFA 21. Other EA games have done something similar along the lines of Madden, which is their NFL game. Um, so basically, it's you can complete a certain amount of tasks, objectives, SBCs, and you get a reward in FIFA 21. But which sounds really cool in theory. I think a lot of people got excited about it when they heard that, and were even willing to sign on to FIFA 20 if they haven't been actively playing to get some of those rewards. But the problem is, guys, the rewards they're putting out are extremely, extremely minimal. For an example, you could do this Sarabia SBC. I'll pull him up here on just 1 second. You could do this
Mm-hmm.
SBC and you got a FIFA 21 kit for it. So, like, not even a coin boost if you did it, but you got a kit if you completed this SBC in FIFA 21. Another set of objectives gave you a coin bonus for your games of 5 times 500 coins, which would be 2,500 coins in total, as well as an anchor and engine chemistry style, I believe.
Yeah.
So, really, that's all there is to play for right now. And I'll say this: I'm also on the side of not giving away too much, because if you give players too much to begin with, it's gonna be overwhelming. It's gonna detract from the grind. I mean, you don't want to start with a 500k team. That's not what EA wants either. They're not gonna
Yeah.
give you like a 90 plus player pick or something. But maybe if they do start making those rewards a 2 player gold pack untradeable, even, or an 83 plus player. I was telling someone on Twitter, those can go super far, because you guys might not remember, but gold cards like Militao was 20k to start. Dembele reached 70k. Like, cards that aren't even that high rated. Rashford 50k, 70k, 90k. He climbed all the way up to, I believe, 100k to start the year. So my point is, those players can go really far in terms of value. So even giving away something like that would be pretty substantial. So I've been disappointed by it, and that's kind of what I'm looking to see them transition to. There are a few weeks left in it still. What about you? What are your thoughts, and what are you hoping for?
Man, I'm so so I'm on two sides. I'm on the
hmm
side of will they trick us again this year? On one side, and the other side is whoa, so many changes. Look,
Yeah.
this last promos were so great, and so on.
Yep.
And I mean, I'm in the middle of it.
Sure.
I'm more towards they will trick us again, because I was saying these things also before the release of FIFA 20. I know a lot of
Yep.
people got a lot of hype. Wow, this game is crazy good. You remember how it was during August, September? It was like, wow,
Totally.
everything changed, guys. They went to that event in Germany. Everybody played the game over there, like the beta or whatever, and it was a great game, and everybody praised the game.
Yep.
And I know the content was great, but
Yep.
um, remember, guys, if it doesn't matter if you have great content, if the gameplay is bad.
Totally.
And I have now probably one of the best teams I can build, like without icon moments
Sure.
available and I have a lot of coins and so on. But I don't even think about starting the PlayStation. I didn't open the PlayStation in the last 2 weeks, I think,
Yep.
to play a game. I saw a lot of people getting like now Elite because not so many players play the game anymore. So a game, it's good, or it's the best when you play it even when you don't have like rewards to play it for. You play it for fun, and
Totally.
this FIFA wasn't like that. I hope the next game is, and
Yep.
we've seen in that article a lot of changes.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know, I'm 50-50 on this.
Yeah, I think that all of us that have played FIFA for a long time are always get excited for a new game. I know I do. I can tell you that there'd be very little that would deter me from buying the next generation of FIFA.
Of course, of
I've
course.
been disappointed by 19, I've been disappointed by 20 in terms of gameplay, but I still really enjoy picking up the game and playing in those first few weeks when the meta isn't really discovered, so you can play however you want. You get to try those new players, you get to find your own special little cheap beast, you get
Yeah.
to enjoy the grind with all these other people that love football, and I think that's what makes FIFA so fun. And I often find too that, like you said, Florian, that a lot of people, once they achieve their dream team, I think they often get confused, like with what to do, because
Yeah.
I think that FIFA has become more of a grind, right? You kind of start the year, you look at some players and cards you want, and you envision in your team, and then once you get them, you're kind of like, all right, now it's done. Like you're like, okay, that was fun. And that is because the gameplay isn't great, right? You should be able to enjoy those cards. You should be able to change your teams for tournaments that they require, but EA hasn't really allowed that. So I hope that next year we see some tournaments with unique requirements so people change their team more often and don't see the same cards in every team. I hope that um, people enjoy gameplay so that once they do achieve that team that they work so hard for, and some people have spent thousands of dollars for, I hope they can really enjoy playing with it. That's for sure.
I don't know if I told you, Jake. Maybe I told you last. I don't remember last podcast. Maybe it was between this podcast. So I packed Ben Yedder.
Oh yeah, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So I packed Ben Yedder team of the season, and I was checking now how, because I like Ben Yedder was my favorite player. He
Sure.
was a meta player. I had his his player of the month or something like that.
hmm
And I'm checking now, and I have 20 games played with Ben Yedder.
hmm
But I waited the whole year and the whole team of the season promo to pack Ben Yedder.
Exactly.
And after I have it now, I'm like, okay, what's next?
You're like, now I got it. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't need to play the game anymore. So
Exactly.
I think so. Since the moment I packed him, after I packed him, I could afford Mbappe
Oh yeah.
for birthday. I've
Yep.
bought also Mbappe for birthday. I played like 4 games with them in the same team, and I was like, okay, this is done for me. This is FIFA 20, game over.
Totally. Totally. And that's
And
how it is for
yeah.
most people, and it's just at different times throughout the year.
Yeah, and I think I think this is not something you can improve always with content, with
I
getting
agree
all
with
these
that.
new players or something. This is something you can do with making a better game, better gameplay, and better modes in the gameplay. And we know now that there will be a co-op mode for division
Yeah.
rivals, I think, and for squad battles.
Yep. You and
That
I will
would
have to get
be,
on that.
yeah, that would be interesting, and for sure we will prepare something for our viewers here.
Yeah, and guys, the co-op introduction in Foot is something that was extremely highly requested. I mean, maybe one of the most
Yeah.
things we've asked for because I'm not sure if you guys saw it last year, but Run the Foot Market and Kurt actually played a co-op on PES that got more viewers often than FIFA in any
Yeah.
FIFA viewership, and it brought a lot of attention to PES, which wasn't good for FIFA. And then on top of that, it's just as fun to play with friends, and we all know that from gaming over the years. And sometimes you can play FIFA, but you have to be on the same console, which is hard nowadays, especially with everything going on in the world. So the co-op edition was just fantastic, and I can see it as a really, really fun mode. I mean, what I want to do, especially with someone who can have a lot of coins pretty early on, is I want to play with some people that might not get to experience some of these cards and let me know what they think. Or maybe I can play with a pro player and they can help me review a certain card that I get before them. Um, and I think it can be a fun way, even just in squad battles, guys, to feel out how certain cards feel. Maybe your friend does an SBC and you say, hey, could I play with you to try him? And I think that's a really cool approach to figuring out how you want to select cards. And most of all, it would just be really, really fun for people. So that's a huge, awesome addition that they're adding in 2021. And it was definitely much needed.
So probably I've said this before in other podcasts. I'm playing Ultimate Team Division Rivals. You can invite a guest in the game, but
Yep, yep.
he needs to be in the same room with you and connect the second controller to the PlayStation. And I've played a lot of games like this with I live with a friend here in. We are renting an apartment and we live together, and he's also a FIFA fan. He's not like into trading and
Sure.
getting he just want to play the game. He doesn't want to trade or get. He doesn't even know like if Dembele summer heat is better than the other. I'm just creating the team and we play together, and
Yep.
we have a lot of fun. But sometimes the game is not made for two people who play the game. It's easier to pass to a teammate who's not controlled by the other player in
I
the
agree.
room,
Mm-hmm.
because the computer, the AI just works better for him. And yeah, but I hope this will change next year with this co-op mode. We'll
Yep.
see what because having co-op is great, but if they don't do it in the right proper way, it's for nothing. And
Agreed.
I don't want to be the pessimist in this podcast, but let's say we've been through a lot of releases of Ultimate Team and FIFAs, and yeah,
Yeah,
we will
guys, and
see.
what Florian's saying reminisces a lot with me too. Especially in previous FIFAs, I had friends over playing. We played Footdrafts together. You had to be on the same console,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
we played it together. And it seemed like that when my friends were to make a run and they hit certain areas or certain like diagonal runs, it wouldn't register because that's not a mechanic that they had for their AIs. I actually am hopeful that that will be improved this year because I'm not sure if you guys have seen in the pitch notes or the trailer, but you're supposedly able to make your players run and control the running player up to 360 degrees. So that means they should allow pretty much full through ball customization and movement pattern customization in terms of developing them. So I am really hopeful for it because that seems like a big new introduced feature as well, just for normal gameplay.
yeah. And I've seen a lot of they have probably 10 or 15 new things for FIFA 21,
Hmm.
and I'm imagining, I'm not seeing them as features. I'm imagining them as bugs at the beginning, like
Yeah,
because
totally.
at the beginning people will use them a lot and they will find different bugs or things that will not
Glitches.
work, or they will focus into making some metas out of them, and
Agreed.
after that some patches will appear and they will ruin what was there from the beginning. And yeah, but I hope maybe let's hope this doesn't happen with a lot of them. For sure some of them, they will be tweaked, as headers or long
Totally.
shots or finesse shots. You remember headers, long shots, and finesse shots last year where power moved to
Hmm.
go into the attack.
Yep.
This year, probably from, I don't know, from 1,000 goals, you score two or three from the headers.
Hmm.
And yeah,
And speaking of headers, guys, and maybe next podcast we do a full deep dive into FIFA 21 and into
yeah,
what we've seen out of the notes so far, just because we want to keep you guys updated and kind of keep
Mm-hmm.
current. Like I think that most people watching this podcast probably have seen that trailer and maybe even read through those pitch notes because we're all excited and we're all playing
Yeah.
FIFA this late in the year. So maybe we do our next podcast fully on this, but since you touched on it, Florian, I know headers are pretty much revamped next year, and they've made it um, basically force you to switch to manual heading on any foot game mode, which means you're not going to get any aim assistance. So I think it's going to be really interesting. Um, I don't think heading can get any worse next year than it was this year. So
For sure, for sure.
I think that heading will be improved, and I think that if you can accurately aim at near post or far post, that it might be a pretty good mechanic going into next year too.
Yeah, for sure. And but I told you, you don't get to have a very good feel about these improvements
That's
until
true.
probably in October. I mean, in October the game will be released. Probably in November we will know if the game is good or not.
Agreed. Agreed. And everyone will be debating up until that point. So, like Florian and I said, that people are going to be really excited for the new game regardless. It's because you have to at least play, some people might say 100 games, but at least 20, 30, 40, 50
Yeah.
games where you have to get a feel for it and say like, oh, do I like this? What did they change? But even then, that can take people a few months. So no matter what, the beginning of FIFA will be always hype because some stuff will have changed for sure, and it might seem really good on face value until people figure out the new mechanic or something different, which can take months, but that time is some of the most fun because it seems like you can use a variety of players. It seems like you're playing way different teams because some people might just be starting, some people might have put on FIFA points, things like that. So keep that excitement up, guys. We'll at least have a few really good months of everyone trying it out.
And let's tell the people watching or listening, guys. We are recording on a Friday.
Yep.
It's 2 hours until Champions League restarts
Yeah.
after this pandemic. I wanted to get from you a feeling about City versus Real Madrid because this is the highlight of the night. Probably until I will post this video, the game will start. But I
Yeah.
wanted to ask you. I know. I think City won 2-1, right?
Yep. I think they're up. Yep.
Yeah, and now we are playing at home. What do you think? Can Real come back on this?
I think they can. I think with how they finished the La Liga season, I think they're going to go in with some good momentum.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely think they can. And I'm excited for that game. And not only that, I actually have on my screen, I pulled up the road to the final cards, and I pulled up at least
Mm-hmm.
Militao on my screen. And I will say what EA did with this is amazing. And I hope that they implement a few more. I'm expecting to see actually a UCL showdown today. They did say they were putting out that content. So either today or tomorrow, I assume that we'll get 2 UCL
Mm-hmm.
cards that could go plus threes if they win or lose, or if they win. So yeah, EA
Yeah.
basically buffed all current road to the finals that are in three ratings. So they've become really, really good cards. I mean, Militao here is almost better than his premium SBC, which was like 400 or 500K at the time. They did the same with
Mm-hmm.
Dembele and all those metal cards. So that was a really good change. It was really exciting too for the market. Those cards flew in price because they're not in packs anymore, and I think people are excited to watch the games with those cards in mind now because they are very meta again.
Yeah. Regarding showdown, guys, it's 7 minutes till 6
Oh,
p.m.
sure.
UK when we are releasing. Probably we will wait during the podcast to announce you if something to tell you if something comes up at
Yeah.
6 p.m. I wanted to tell you that probably I mean how I'm thinking. Maybe they will wait for the showdown after they know all the qualified teams to make it for the next stage, which I think next stage should be Wednesday or something like that. UCL games. I will
I
check
don't
it
know off the top of my head.
because today and tomorrow. So guys, today it's City versus Real and Juventus versus Lyon. Lyon won the game with 1-0 first leg. Tomorrow we have Barcelona versus Napoli and Bayern
Yep.
Munich versus Chelsea. And the next game it's Wednesday Atalanta versus PSG, and
That'll be a good game.
Thursday uh, Thursday we have Leipzig versus Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, I mean, I'm expecting some really fun content and just excited to watch those games for the UCL. I know that most people are so glad that the UCL is returning and they didn't know if it would even return in 2020. So it's
Yeah,
really
yeah, yeah.
exciting. And like you actually said before the podcast, Florian, sports are a lot different of a feel right now without fans. Fans definitely add in a lot of momentum. I know they're adding simulation noises, but I definitely don't think it's anywhere close to the energy of fans. And I know that, really dramatically affects some players that thrive off that. I've seen the same in the NBA, which I like to watch. It feels really weird watching them in their current stadiums.
Yeah.
Um, so it's a different feel, but I think it's important to note that I think the players want to do this for everybody. I think that people would prefer this compared to nothing, right? Where
Of course,
they're
of
just
course,
not
of course.
playing. So I'm really grateful that we're getting sports back, and a lot of people I think realized how important sports are to them during this quarantine.
Yeah, exactly this. I was saying that I was watching of course the Premier League was finished from a lot of time before because Liverpool won the title, but I
Hmm.
was watching Premier League and also some games in La Liga and in
Yep.
Serie A, and they were interesting games. But with all the fans and with that graphics in the crowd, on the stadium, and with the sounds like cheering sounds, and they added a lot. I mean, they tried to make it as good as
Oh
in
yeah,
in real life,
definitely.
but it wasn't the same. I mean, I didn't have the same emotion or feelings while watching them. It was like watching a friendly game.
Exactly.
So yeah, I hope this situation will I mean, we don't know, but I hope the situation will change and everything will come back to normal. Of course, I would prefer to watch these games than to have no football.
Yeah, and I just think it's important for players to kind of get used to it. I was talking with some family members recently, and I
Mm-hmm.
I kind of just noted that I don't think that stadiums are going to reopen anytime soon, really, because with coronavirus still spreading and still out there, I just feel like they can't justify saying, okay, now we feel comfortable getting 20 or 50,000 people in one under one roof. you know, those are like
Yeah.
huge, massive gatherings, and maybe they do open with limitations, right, where it's every other seat and stuff. But I just feel like that is one of the hardest places to monitor because there's still there's parking lots, there's people touching railing. You know what I mean? Like going
Yeah.
down to their seats. So I feel like that's a really tough thing, and I hope the players can adjust fine. From what I've seen, both watching football and basketball, is that the players are still playing really, really hard, and I think that they know the importance of sports to the people that are at home.
Yeah, and I was checking the schedule now. So
Yeah.
guys, we have so Wednesday and Thursday we have two games. After that, Friday and Saturday, next Friday and next Saturday, we will have the games with the teams that qualify
Oh,
from
sure.
this weekend.
Okay.
The semifinals are on Tuesday and the next, so after 2 Tuesdays from now and Wednesday, and the final is on 23rd of August. So we have Champions League until almost end of August, and I think also some UCL content from EA. If you're still playing the game or you don't have already a great team, I think this content it's okay, uh, better than nothing, right? Right, Jake.
Totally.
And we have, guys, we'll have 1 minute until the maybe EA releases some content at 6 p.m. We will check it. We'll let you know what's our opinion on that, and after that, probably we will end the podcast. A shorter show this time. Not a lot to talk about regarding trading. I think it's like you can watch all the SBCs that came out during this week, and but not a lot of people are playing them. Not a lot of hype around this type of content. So trading might be quite easy if you do it right.
Yeah, we're definitely in a quiet period for trading. I mean, it's a lot about learning fluctuations right now because no cards are really in pack. So if you just want to trade, learn how they fluctuate on a day-to-day basis, and it can be really easy profit that way. And not only that, but you just don't have that many eyes on the market nowadays. People aren't looking to buy. I mean, I have Marez's card up here, his road to the final, but he also has an 88, an 87, an 89. It's hard to keep track of all those on the market, so you can often find some undercuts, some snipes, get them good deals on bids, and make a few K a card, and that adds up rather quickly. Oh, we got our lone icon pack, it looks like, on FIFA.
Yeah, I will open the pack with you guys. Tell you, so you get a lone icon moments pack, icon moments, containing 5 icon moments players on a 5-game loan. And I will open the pack now. Whoa, I've got Pele.
I think it's the same for everyone. Is it Pele, Zidane?
Pele, Zidane, Maldini, Mateus, and Best. So guys, if you wanna try some, okay, you can play with these guys also in draft, but if you wanna try them in the weekend league, and also we have an SBC, Mason Greenwood. I will check on Footbin to see if they have it already.
Oh yeah, he's an 84 and 85 rated. Yep, okay.
Yeah, and he's available for Europa League road to the final. United has a big chance of
definitely
of even winning this competition. I think this is it. Maybe we have some objectives. Let me check that out.
Yeah, and then we'll be getting, probably we have gotten the last few days, halftime content as well.
Mm-hmm.
So expect something to come at halftime of the games, guys.
We have an objective, and you need to play some games with the icon moments, and you'll get an engine chemistry style reward in FIFA 21. So you'll get a chemistry style again. I thought it would have been a pack, but not. And also, if you complete the other challenge, you'll get a coin boost of 500 coins. So 2.5k coins in FIFA 21, guys, which is great. You can buy a lot of things with these coins at the beginning.
Yeah, guys, so it's pretty light, again, like Florian and I were saying, on what they're offering for FIFA 21. Obviously, if you do all these objectives and SBCs and whatever rewards they provide for FIFA 21, yeah, it will give you a little bit of an edge. Maybe there's going to be a total of, I don't know, 20k in total, or 10 to 20k that you'll have above someone that doesn't do these. So, if you're a road to glory and that's important to you, and you don't mind playing, or you're even playing the game anyway, yeah, it's a decent reward. But I am hoping they add in some additional packs, like an 80 plus player pick, an 83 rare player, something like that. And it can be untradeable, so it doesn't really affect the market or things like that.
Yeah, and I think they still have time.
Totally.
I was checking Greenwood. He's available on Footbin to check it out if you wanna pull it out for the viewers. He has 5-star weak foot, so that's great for who wants to do it. 94 rated. I mean, for this time of year, what kind of card will we expect? He could get to, I don't know, to 97 maybe if he wins the cup. I think it's an okay player to do. A lot of United fans in FIFA world, so I think everybody is happy with this kind of player.
I was just going to say, I think this is awesome because he's been playing so good IRL this year, and he's got a lot of hype around him. So it's definitely going to be completed by English and Manchester fans, which is a large percentage of the FIFA community. But guys, I think that will probably end our podcast today, looking over the current content. And again, next podcast, we're going to be going over a little bit in more detail those pitch notes and what we saw in the gameplay trailer for FIFA 21.
Yeah, and I hope EA did some Q&A this week. We will tackle also those answers. So stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks for watching or listening. Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts. As always, stay safe, guys.
Thanks, guys.